so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. The reason I'm so excited, and this excites me every day, is I have the answer to, I have the solution, I have the medicine for staying young, fit, healthy, energetic, lean for the rest of your life. But here's a really interesting question. That information isn't my information. It's available to everybody. And it comes in all different forms, and there's lots of controversial and contradicting information about how to stay young and fit and healthy and strong. But ultimately, if you learn your anatomy and physiology, it's not that complicated. You could learn it, and you too would have the answer to staying young, healthy, fit, strong, lean for the rest of your life. So there's two questions I have. Do you want that? Would you like to not get old? Now, whether you're 13 or 33 or 83, would you like to get healthy, fit and strong if you're not already? And if you are healthy, fit and strong, would you like to stay that way for the rest of your life with great quality of life? Because a lot of people say to me, I don't want to get old, I don't want to live a long time because I don't want to be an old person. I don't want to end up in a retirement village or a hospice and have tubes in my nose or be on a walking frame or in a wheelchair. That, to me, that's not quality of life, and I absolutely passionately agree. I don't want to live my life like that either. And as I always share, my new benchmark for that was a gentleman that I met in Sardinia in Italy. He was 103. He was still working full-time on the olive farm that he owned. He was at the pub with his mates having a cigar, a glass of red wine and some pizza. They had just played soccer. He'd been working all day and he was going home to make love to his wife, and he was 103. And I share that story on a regular basis because to me that is quality of life. He's living like a 25-year-old and he's 103. So how do you do that? And I'm in this room for a reason. This is the gym. At our house we call this the Kite, K-Man's indoor training arena. Just happens to be my office as well. And I come in here, if it's raining or cold or windy outside, and I can't lift a really heavy log or a really heavy rock or something really heavy, I will come in here and tune up my body, anti-age my body, make sure that my muscles, my bones, my ligaments, my tendons, my joints, my endocrine system, my central nervous system, my immune system, my digestive system are healthy, fit and strong so that I can go and do all the other things that I want to do. And I'm going to pre-frame that a little bit. A lot of people say to me that they exercise. They hike, they walk, they do martial arts, they dance, they do some form of physical activity. But the challenge with physical activity as you get older, for most people, they slow down. So runners become walkers, and kickboxers become Tai Chi people, and people who used to do intense ballroom dancing, they end up dancing slower and they have to sit down more often. It seems that as we get older, we do less. Well, here's a great question. Do we get older because we do less, or we do less because we get older? And obviously, if your body is healthy, fit and strong, you don't need, we're all going to get chronologically old, I get that, but we don't have to get physically old. They haven't quite sorted out the wrinkle thing yet, but there is Botox and there is facelifts, and you can get all sorts of plastic surgery now to stay looking younger. Just as a quick side note for that, it's been suggested that if you do have plastic surgery or do any form of cosmetic change to your body, that it should make you look younger, not young. It seems that a lot of people now that are aiming to look young, so we've got 60, 70, 80-year-olds that are trying to look 20, and they end up looking a bit ridiculous. Now, anybody, you can do whatever you want to, I get that. But I love that advice. I have a really good friend that's a plastic surgeon, and his suggestion is you should always aim to look younger, not young. So that's just an interesting one. But that's chronologically we're going to get wrinkles or we're going to age. But our body physically doesn't have to age, and the anti-aging experts will tell us that there's some things that you can do to make sure that you stay healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic all of your life. And the fundamental of that is strength and muscle. No, and nobody's arguing that. If your muscles waste away, if you get weak, then you get old really fast because your body's designed to be able to go and do stuff. And if you don't do stuff and your muscles waste away, you get bone mineral density challenges, osteoporosis. That's your body saying, well, you're not doing anything, I can just waste away. So to stop your body from wasting away, you've got to maintain your muscle and you've got to maintain your bone mineral density, and you want to make sure that your ligaments and joints are strong. A lot of people age because they're not strong. They age really quickly and then they fall over, they get arthritis. their joints hurt because they're not maintaining the strength of their joint, which is controlled by the strength of their muscle. So if you want to stay young, you have to keep a big engine. And this is a simple analogy. If you've got a V8 engine or a turbocharged engine or a jet engine, it burns a lot of fuel. So the first thing is, if you want to avoid getting fat, you want to maintain your muscle, because your muscle is the engine of your body. And most people, we can create up to a V8 or a jet engine because we're given muscle as a human being. But as we get older, and it seems to be around about 25 to 30, after that, for a lot of people, it's a downward slope, you start losing muscle tissue, so your metabolism slows down, so you get fatter. So you don't have to get fat as you get older, you just got to maintain your muscle. If you want to maintain a fast metabolism and a healthy brain and a body that can go and do everything that you want to do, you have to be able to be 100% fit. And the phosphate system, and I always clap for that because I get excited about it, but that's the fight and flight system. That's the 100% effort system. And it seems that a lot of people, as they get older, they stop using that 100% effort system. So they stop getting really puffed and they stop lifting really heavy. You'll often hear that, oh, you're too old, you shouldn't run anymore, or sprint, you should walk. Or you're too old, you shouldn't lift heavy weights. It's actually the opposite. Isn't that exciting? The older you get, the stronger you should be getting and the fitter you should be getting, and the only way to do that is to get really puffed and to lift really heavy. Now, some people do the puffing even. For example, there are a lot of martial artists that still do patterns and they still do kickboxing and they still fight. But you have to maintain your muscle. The only reason you can go really hard, and I'll rephrase, how can you possibly go hard if you've got weak bones, weak muscles, and weak ligaments, tendons, and joints? The only way to keep them strong is to overload your muscles. So I use the example, a lot of older people share with me, chronologically older, they'll share with me, yes, I do push-ups, or I do dips, or I do body weight squats, and I do 50 or 100 of them. The challenge with that is if you can do 50 or 100 of anything, you're in the wrong energy system. If you understand that the human body, the 100% effort system, the phosphate system, the only time you can do 100% effort is within a 10-second range. After that, you start pacing yourself, you're not putting in 100% effort. So when you lift something and when you get puffed, you've got to be in that phosphate system, so you're putting in 100% effort. And I'll rephrase again. If you put in 50%, what kind of result are you going to expect? Surely you can't expect 100% result when you put in a 50% effort. So when I come in this room, and this is not me personally, this is just physiology, you've got to lift something really heavy to keep your muscles strong, your bones strong, your ligaments, tendons, joints strong, so you've got a fast metabolism. I'm getting excited. You've got to have a fast metabolism. You've got to maintain the strength of your muscles so that you've got the strength to go and do your hard and fast huffy puffy. There's no point in trying to do hard and fast phosphate system sprinting if you've got weak, frail muscles and bones. You just can't. It's impossible. So you've got to keep your muscles and bones strong, and the only way to do that is 100% effort. You can keep strong. You can do push-ups, and you can do body weight squats, and you can do dips, and you can keep your body reasonably strong. But I don't want to be reasonably strong. I don't want to be averagely strong. I don't want to age slowly. I just don't want to age at all. So 100% effort when you lift means, what can I lift? Or how much weight do I have to lift within 10 seconds? And by the time the 10 seconds is up, I can't do any more. And that's why I get really fascinated by people who say you should do reps of 3 sets of 10 and 10 repetitions, 12 repetitions, 6 repetitions, 25 repetitions. Nobody knows how many you can do. It's how many you can do in 10 seconds safely and effectively. Obviously, it's going to be reasonably fast because you're in the phosphate system, but it's got to be as heavy as you can possibly lift. Now, the human body has 3 movement patterns. You can push with your upper body, you can pull with your upper body, and you can obviously pick something up off the ground and come back up again. We call that a squat or a lunge, and some people call them deadlifts. I like to call them alive lifts, because if you do alive lifts, you'll stay alive for a very long time with great quality of life. The beautiful thing about an alive lift, if you haven't got time, you really only need to do one exercise. Because if you pick something heavy up off the ground and put it back down again, and you do as many as you can in 10 seconds safely with good form, and by the time you get to 10 seconds you can't do any more, You will feel your face muscles, your finger muscles, your forearms, your upper arms, your shoulders, your abdominals are stopping you from falling over. Your lower back is working in conjunction with your abdominals to stop you from falling over. You're obviously using all the muscles in your legs. So you're using every single muscle in your body in the most effective way possible, and the best way to stay young, because if you want to stay young, you have to be able to pick stuff up. It's a really functional movement. I'm sharing this with you because I have a lot of people in my life who are chronologically old. I am chronologically old. To a 20, 30, 40-year-old, I'm chronologically very old. And I love saying I'm an old lady because I can outlift, out-sprint, out-endurance most people who are 20 years of age. I can hike all day, I can garden all day, I can lift really heavy, I can sprint on the treadmill, I can sprint up hills. I'm a fit, strong, healthy lady, and I'm getting fitter and stronger as I get older. I'm actually fitter and stronger now than when I was 20. And I'm sharing that with you because people accuse me every day of being healthy and how can you be so happy and how come your life is so great. My life is great because I'm really fit and I'm really strong, but I can't be really fit if I'm not really strong. And the only way to get strong is to overload your muscles to 100% effort. Why would you put in 50%? Yes, you could maintain a 50% strength. If you do 3 sets of 10, but that's just, to me, I just can't understand those numbers. And you hear it all the time, 3 sets of 10. Why? Why do you do it 3 times when you can do it once? What a waste of time. And why is it 10? What if you can only do 9? What if you can do 11 or 12? Why would you stop at 10 if you can do 12? You need to overload your muscles, overload your bones, and most importantly, your endocrine system and your central nervous system, because that's the connection with the brain. Once you overload your muscles at 100% effort, they send a message, it's called a myokine. It sends a message to your brain to say, next time we do this woman, she's got to be stronger, she's got to be better, we have to make the muscles stronger. The myokines send messages not just to your brain, but to all of your internal organs and to all the muscles around the muscles that you're using to say she needs to be stronger, she needs to be better for next time. I want to stay young, fit, lean, healthy, energetic, and do all the things that I want to do past 103, because I reckon that young guy at 103, he's probably still missing a few things. I'll just add in there a positive attitude. If you have a negative attitude, is it possible that you'll die early? How can you possibly exercise, move, garden, live your life, do your work, have a relationship if you're a negative person? Who wants to hang out with you if you're a negative person? But is it possible that if you're fit and strong and healthy, if you maintain your muscles, if your muscles are sending message back to your brain to say she needs to be stronger for next time, if your brain is producing dopamine, serotonin, brain-derived neurotropic factor, oxytocin, endorphins, they're all the happy drugs. They're also the stay young drugs, particularly adrenaline, epinephrine. If you're fighting and flighting, but fighting more important than flighting. So if you're getting puffed by fighting, so you're kicking your bag, you're doing martial arts, you're kickboxing, you're doing something where you're fighting, your body will stay young. I would love everybody to have quality of life for the rest of their life, but that's not what I want for you. Doesn't matter. You have to want it. That's what I want for me. The information is available. It's a tiny amount of time to have a fit, strong, healthy body for the rest of your life. Be strong. Super duper doo. How are you? Be very strong. Woohoo!